marvelous question. It's been a couple weeks. Not intentionally, mind you, but Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened. Read me in on it. Let's go. Mr. Sato. I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade. Type of exploding device that releases smoke. Surprise. A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use. They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. Who would have done something like that? A culprit, perhaps? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? It's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was talking about? That's exactly. I wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There's so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with the young girl. Who is she, I wonder? What is she even doing here at the trial? She's taking a huge risk. What possible benefit for herself? There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Oh, according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems there were, in fact, 5 passengers, which means the figures don't add up again. Yeah, the math is weird there. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. We'll know soon enough, Mr. Sato. Let's have a look-see. 18. February. 1 p.m. The old baby court. Why did I choose to play a visual novel? I'm not good at words. Oh, I like her outfit. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zykes. I believe you've established the cause of the smoke which failed proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious, the army? What in the devil's name? It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand. I like her little outfit. It's very cute. Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? Can you speak? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? If I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGilded. I think perhaps I ought to explain here. I'm trying to not meander with the accent today. Why it is this wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to bolt like that. She's all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. Very well, Mr. McGillid. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. What did happen that night? My guy, you gotta get over the nervous. What are you doing? Anyway, it's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Of course not. It would make my job easy. On the night in question, I took a back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, looking up a word, couldn't find me. Megara. Bakura. A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. There's a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. I turned to find out where the scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. Me looking up words I don't know. I suppose it's better than sounding like a moron. I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather, on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? It is exactly as the defense counsel said. Miss Lass was the fifth passenger, my lord. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel? Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. You know, I have no idea where to start. You start with pressing. Did you not notice he was stabbed? Hold it! That's a question. Sat him up? Victim, you mean? That I did. Seat across from me, as I said. Plainly see the poor devil was already gone. You wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? 'Tis common courtesy, so it is. I find that a little hard to Ah, ah. Lord Van Zykes. Now, why would that be? You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Only a normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well, now, you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them. Some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? Heavens alive! No, I was always intended to report it, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores? Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same? Yes. The scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. There you go. I've got a press to go find things out. I should press all of them, but...
Hold it!
I'm gonna press him out of order. Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight. She was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well, my heart nearly stopped beating in my chest. You're really overacting this. Still, in all, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her. Seat opposite? Did you put the orphan next to the dead body? That's right, just next to the dead. He put the orphan next to the dead body. I will smack that hat off your head. You traumatized the poor girl. You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir. Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position all too often finds himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fella's voice this time. One of the guys up top. Presumably, that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with the knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witnesses did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage, out of sight. It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused, perhaps, with this young girl. After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong, pulled up the horses. How you must be feeling, Mr. Naruhodo. Being the defendant's lawyer and yet finding myself as stunned as everyone else at his testimony? Let's just say it's trying. We certainly had precious little time to talk to Mr. McGilded before the trial. But we mustn't be dispirited. We must just try to learn all the facts we can. I suppose that's fair. When we arrived in London this morning, I didn't see my day panning out like this. I'm sure you didn't. Mr. Naruhodo, no grumbling, even in your head. Are you psychic or something? Goodness, girl. How did you know?
Hold it!
Alright, pressing all the statements. We'll press the rest of the statements in somewhat of an order. When you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers on board? There were not. The cabin was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either. The first passengers were. See. Aye. That's why I took the backside as I did. It's the most comfortable, so it is. Explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means! This is how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, it's the most comfortable, where I feel most at ease. And, of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well.
Hold it!
Loud thud, you say? A scream? That would have been the murder. Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? It was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. Gosh, someone falling to the ground made the sound of someone falling to the ground. Surprise, surprise. You think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed? Well now, remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. I'm sorry, Stevie said she cared about Kenshin lore? The girl who skips through all the dialogue. Anyway, the sound woke me and I opened my eyes. There wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fellow on the floor. Didn't see anyone. At the same moment you did hear a scream. Ah, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume. Not above me, no, my lord. It was from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether ticked about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes. Alright, press that. So, turn to find out where the scream had come from.
Hold it!
I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well now, it's a weird thing. wee scream I heard as I woke up came from, you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. Oh, she was hiding in the storage. Probably. No, a little stowaway, was she? Good gracious. Under your backside. When I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Thank you. I've heard enough. Oh no, you can't co-op for the lore-heavy quests. Terrible. The events explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl? The girl with the power. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer. Earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. This girl here? A petty thief? Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. Eh! Who gave this girl a smoke gun? How dare you? What is the meaning of this? Someone put a bell on her. Girl, she's gone. Open your eyes. I'm over here. Good gracious, how? The point in that little sidestep. I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. Dirty little dipper, you say. Slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself backed into the corner, so she knifed the gent. Go on, that's what's in your heads, isn't it? No, not at all. It's a court of law. We're here to determine the truth. That's it. Oh, multicolored smoke gun. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs. Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day down where they keep the four-wheel drags. Nice, isn't it? I like pink best. Do not wave that thing in my direction again! So, you admit you were riding the omnibus on the night in question. Alright, lass. Tell them the truth now. Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said. call Miss Gina Lestrade as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You'll tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question. Alright, if I have to. I'm trying to not have a meandering accent today. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. It was a right old waste of time. Had enough in the show for me troubles that night. I tell you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. And after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out my skin, I did. The scream just came out. Because of that, this swell found me. It did help me get away, mind. It's cute, yeah. Her whole vibe. I fail to understand why we would let this street urchin go, Mr. McGilvin. Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? Well, she was in the storage. She was stored away. As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. Demonstration is called for. This is where I sat that night. And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath this seat, I presume? Ta-da! Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature. Oh gosh, it's almost like it's a game that updates frequently. Genshin. Hi. Of course, the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I'd parked myself on the seat for the duration. So you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. I couldn't live with myself that the young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. Even though you must have realized your actions would result in your own innocence being called into question. Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman. My lord, this fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Hey, I completely flipped the jury. Look at that. Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty? Mr. Naruhodo, this must mean what? We're the court. Don't count your chickens. Hold your horses. Don't count. Why are there so many barnyard metaphors? Anyway, slow your roll there, Sato. Not yet. We still have to find the truth of the case. We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
If the sight of my iron heel Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices, where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day. Emotion? How could such an upstanding gentleman be guilty of a crime? The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Good Lord! The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilden's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. Oh yeah, I do remember a couple of weeks ago I looked into the carriage, and there was stuff there. No, there was stuff there. Don't be so surprised. Order, order. Such a devious contrivance possibly have been affected, Count. Well, the smoke bomb was going off, perchance? Naturally, you must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. It wasn't. I looked. It's been a couple weeks, but I remember there was stuff there. Well, my Nipponese friend? Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be? Quite full, actually. Oh, to be sure, the gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry? Go ahead! Fill the court now, fella. How this is all an elaborate excuse by the left desperate Lord Van Zykes. Well, you see, it's not. Well, counsel, you have something to say on this matter. What am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? It wasn't empty. This is gonna cost us our victory for a little while, but it's the truth. It wasn't empty. There was shit there. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense, but as far as I remember, at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes. Are you sure, counsel? Ah, be whist. Why are you talking in Irishisms? Fine, what that means. Anyway, be whist! What are you saying now, you daft daw? I thought you were on my side here. Listen, I'm not on your side if you're going to be in contempt of court. Be as mad as you want. What game are you playing? The task is to defend the man in the stand. I am playing the game of seeking the truth. Would you say something to compromise his position? Because justice does not take sides, or something like that. As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Interesting. It is not altogether pleasing, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilden. Now, don't forget you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Now then. Fella's memory is a curious thing. Not altogether unreliable. No, the court must consider the facts. Which is that someone snuck all the stuff out. That cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. Interesting turn of phrase. I think perhaps it would be in your best interests now to admit you might have been mistaken. Oh, I feel like something's not right here. Because it fucking isn't. I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. My compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. And while Beepo may have skirted the Guild's rules on fees, I don't think he skirted the Guild's rules on maintenance. But it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. I called him Beepo, I'm sorry, Beppo! Money lending police are in the pick purse are lying. I'm presuming miscalculates everything is also going to be. Can't believe I was nearly taken in. Stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, a lot of them. However, you look like one of them. I'll be fair here. A trick. Of course it's a trick. I should only lose about half. I knew her. She would be one of them. Quite so. I must concur here. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. Should do that, Mr. Smug. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. Yes, my lord. What just happened? I believe in previous games, it would have been called a turnabout. The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. Reaping the Bailey. As 'tis. Oh, didn't mean to press that button. Don't mind me. What the girl saw. Inside the carriage, where they hooked up the horses. Nothing to show. Can't see a blind thing.
Hold it!
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. You let out a scream voluntarily? That's right. And I felt the cushion over the head get lighter all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes? Or not. Could equally have been the moment the accused stood on in order to stab his victim, could it not? Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment? Yeah, I saw it. I pushed up the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I had the chance at that. The Irishman was sitting up the bloke when had fallen on the floor at the seat opposite. That just Mr. McGill didn't count on this. Then the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. Sunk back down again, but it's too late by then. Never risked looking. I was. Dragged me out and sat me on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah, Luke had a knife in his guts. Still bleeding. The carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling onto me. Ugh, how awful. Both my hands got covered in blood. Made me feel sick as a dog. What the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilded for a while. Is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Didn't know the name, what I was up to in that. I heard something from up above. Someone screaming. It was first on the roof deck. No one sees my face, so I just look up. The horses were drawn up smartish. Your Irish says to me, get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later. The jury had decided to defend his innocence. For one brief, shining moment, yes. Clear they're all still very unsure. We can just find some conclusive pieces of evidence among this new testament. That's what I'm trying to do! I think you're right. Deeply feeling something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it.
Hold it!
I'm pressing this again, trust me. You me.
Hold it!
Have to ask about this. Good to see you. Have a job. Most days I push the cushion up with my head and look at the track. I can have a butcher's that well, I'm gonna no. I'm sorry. I know language changes, but I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under 8 is flush as the other one, see? Most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. For some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over my head. For that reason, you weren't able to cushion up and look out, I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown into the link. Why are you so smug?
Excuse me!
Hi? Something wrong, Mr. McGilded. Oh, I do apologize. Was something the matter, Counsel? Just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no. It was nothing important. I will decide what is important. Just feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. Terrifying, so it was. I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. So scared of the dark now. I don't know about yourself, but I find the darkness seems to make everything you hear that much louder as well. suppose it does. Maybe. Miss Lestrade? Did you hear something that night? Anything? Unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. But Japers, no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp. What a pity. Only Miss Lestrade had heard something. Might have given us a vital new clue. Well, I think the snoring is probably pretty important. Because if all she could hear was snoring, he could have been faking being asleep. Or something. What should we make of that last statement? It's profoundly important. My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Every new thing is profoundly important. That's how these games work. Profoundly important, but all she said was that she heard nothing. She said all she could hear was snoring. Yes, which is the profoundly important point. It's profoundly important. I'm almost sure of it. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Council. Nevertheless, Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please. What? Supplement? Oh, that's her mishearing thing. Supper. What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me. That's, right. Insult the judge. Always a good move. Straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring. I guess I get to press it.
Hold it!
Press the new statement. So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time? Since the moment you hit yourself? Not exactly, no. Sorry? Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. Just push the cushion up and have a pusher to see what was what. Then, when I saw the swell getting on, I got my head down so he didn't notice me. And Mr. Miguel sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah, Adam and Eve, eh? What a mug. I don't understand half of what she's saying. So all I could do was listen. Just waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But would he? Not likely. When we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. I just had to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs to the market, snoring like an old dog he was. She didn't hear the door open. The door should have fucking opened. Miss Lestrade, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. At odds? Are you sure, man? Absolutely. Seems my learned Nippon friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So Van Zykes realized it too. We're on the same page, me and the prosecution. Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit party's name at the very least. Yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, whilst she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilden's snoring. But think. There's something else she should have heard. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. Sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person.
Take that!
Thrice fired Mason, the victim. She said she didn't hear the door. The sound Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. You're being dramatic. Explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier you were the first person on board the omnibus, is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. Got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilden. And it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight. So you were, for all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time. Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, saw him get on, remember? Through a crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own, that's for sure. And, from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Nah, never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't you? Waiting for this swell to leave. In which case, how and when did the victim get on? When and how did the victim end up in the carriage? We know the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed. Lord Van Zykes. Yes. He knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. She got stopped out of the hat. Like, like eyeballs. It's cute. another guilty. She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she had some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars. And neither can I. Mr. Foreman, I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways. Googling words. I'm sure that means decent or something. Productive, conducive, or favorable to health or well-being. Healthy, wholesome. Fair enough. But I must say, I cannot abide liars. Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. Wow, this trial is just swinging wildly from one extreme to the other, isn't it? Don't celebrate just yet. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing. What are you playing at? You've forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern Abadan. Ah, fool. I see. Stop it with the Irishisms. This is carnage. It's perfect. You were going to cut your tongue that way, sir. Don't come crying to me. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Naruhodo, the way this is going. I know. We can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. Mildred's innocence. The judge will have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen, but not so fast! Hold it! Those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Hold it!
Hold it! There we go. I shall interrupt. Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed entirely new light on this whole case. What are you saying? I'm saying that I know some tricks. Counsel? I'm sorry, sir? Whatever do you mean? Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thieve's words are to be believed, How do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. Does the skylight open? I think the skylight might open. There's a hole in the roof. There's a hole in the roof. And there was a loud thud. And if it was loud, that couldn't be explained by him just falling off his seat. That would be a much lighter thud. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection!
I do like that every character has like customized objections. Yeah. I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other has only windows. Who said I was talking about a door? Fixed windows, which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Objection!
Yes, there is. But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. As if by magic. All right, counsel. The defense will identify the location to the court. Here is the omnibus on which the incident occurred. Where on earth is this entrance by which you propose the victim entered the cabin?
Take that!
Skylight. The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight. Alright, I will be right back. Alright, skylight. It can only have been the skylight as the secondary entrance. Say, the skylight? Yeah.
Objection!
You objection me. Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection!
the skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
Back and forth and back and forth with the objection. So you claim. But you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory. The thud. Perhaps. McGilden and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. The thud! Aha! They each claim to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor. Yes, which has already been explained. Yeah, but it would have been louder if he fell from the roof and not just the seat. As the sound of the victim falling from his seat, having been assaulted with the dagger. Yes, it has. But would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses described? Like I said, it would have been a much more mild thud had it just been from the seat. A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact. Good gracious! Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection!
You are now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin? I mean, yeah. It's not that big of a stretch, is it? That's simply impossible. Says you. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Well, yes, that's true, but Mr. McGilden coming in clutch with his own defense. Might a humble fella make a wee comment here? Mr. McGilden? To be sure now, the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that it's not so much of a case of them not saying, but tis a case of them being unable to say. Ooh, the twist. What? I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Do not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof. You mean the ones who stuck that knife in the man were... Ah! Separate. Hold it. There they are. Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer? You rotter, he said, you rotter. What are you insinuating? What are you doing? My gosh. This is a flaming outrage. I have a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. Is that an old English, like, black eye thing? I'm gonna presume black eye. Give you a shiner in a minute, he said. So will I. No, seriously, like, what? Sir. Mr. Fairplay. You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and well-respected banker. I don't know what happened to him. Hey, lesson's not their night. They, like, jacked it off Mr. McGilden somehow. There's an M. The knife is M. Big old M. We have Bruce Fairplay and Lady First. No M's to be found. So I don't know. And me, a very angry hatter. One could even say bad. Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. Ah! I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms. Right, I protest too about you, you rotten scoundrel. Stop doing the jumping. This is not the time, witnesses. No, definitely not. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. This is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Van Sykes. It was the defense that incited this outburst. What? I did no such thing. The Gilded. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Accuse? I never intended to. Seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. You proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. I have intimated no such thing. In our British courts of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation. I know I've dashed to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify! I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow. I have to see this matter through now, one way or another. There's filth and rubbish in our midst. We must dispose of it once.
Testify! 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 Testify!
What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo?
Testify! Testify!
The spectators in the public gallery are in a complete frenzy. sharks have sensed blood. It's time to testify. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. My lord? You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. No time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Witness testimony. Refuting the accusation. We were the only two people up on that roof deck. Dead or alive, I can swear to that. Something had happened where we were sitting. Don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. You're so sure the victim fell through the skylight? Where's your proof? Don't mind me. I must say, on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine. How either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's right, you see. We're innocent, I tell you. Although, logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in collusion with one another. What? Eh? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common feelings. Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. Why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. Examination. The only two people up on that roof deck, dead or alive, I can swear to that. Excuse me, I'm gonna go for an achievement real quick. If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man.
Hold it!
So, you had never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before? Oh, Bloom, no. Not once, never. is a Britishism, don't mind me. Never met the man before, he said. Never. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either. Right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir. I imagine not.
Well, no. Excuse me.
Hello. Mr. McGilded? Yes, counsel? What can I be doing you for? Witness's last statement to give you pause for thought somehow. Not the remotest connection. Is that right now, I wonder? What are you insinuating now? Mr. Fairplay has been so too long, so it has. Eh? If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date? I beg your pardon. You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. At an unconscionable rate of interest. Tricked me. It's extortion. Well now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? Sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fella to pass his crimes off on another. And young Mr. First. But me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? Got their top hat flying around on your head. That one of your own creations, is it? Oh, well, still just a preference, understand? I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. Perfect fit, is it? Well, it's a very distinctive design, so it is. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to. Kind of half sag stitched in the middle. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch. Customers such as price-fired Mason. There's a photographic print of the victim to submit as evidence before, my lord. Can't help thinking the poor fellow's hat looks distinctly familiar. Didn't you say? Oh. That's one of my hats. That it is. So it would seem the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer I'd wager would have had a wee quarrel with the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. Wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case. You little weasel! Ah! He's better at this than I am. Certainly is, isn't he? Gosh, Mr. McGilded has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? Please, don't let my little interruption hold up the proceedings. Achievement.
Hold it!
Press that. You're quite certain about that. So the skylight was shut the entire time. I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He'll lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said. Take a look for yourself. Go on. See, it's shut fast now, just like it was on the night. It is, of course. A fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it, still and all. What? Looking at the size of the thing, you understand. You hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Stop fighting arcade, shall we? Don't break teeth. I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind. Loudly. I shocked myself with it as it happens. Is this relevant? This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First. Oh, I just need to say, well, the point is I tried to open the skylight, you see. But just my luck, make it budge. The stench was terrible. Oh, I presume that was when you were, like, on the inside part of an omnibus. Looking daggers at me, sir. Red as rouge I did. Are you expecting me to sentence you? Oh, no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried when I was inside that cabin of shame.
Excuse me.
Pursue! You have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade? It opens. Hmm? The skylight. That's what we're talking about, right? Don't! All them skylights open. Dead easy. More easily than you can load that weapon. It's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, I... You can't do it from inside, you bug. Oh. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. I had a great haul. I mean, I had curses coming out my ears. Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities. Anyway, I had a bit of a scare. I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used the skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through. The catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck. Bailiff? Climb up onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify the witness's claims. Ta-da! Oh, my hat! See? Chaos. It appears that this street girl's statement is quite true. Don't believe it. The skylight opens, and from the roof deck. Naruhodo. Could be the clue that we've been looking for. Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. The skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. Let's investigate for myself. Catching the skylight on the top. Yes, but it's not fastened at the moment. You can open it from in here. Oh. Well, isn't that something? Very wide, doesn't it? I'd have to pick someone like you through, Mr. Naruhodo. Do not. Someone like me. Ah! What is it? Look, it's here. Look at this. No question. It's blood. Ooh, a twist. Why would there be a blood stain there? The victim fell through the roof. Probably bonked on through. Surely can't be unrelated to the case, can it? Dip, 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 dip. Updated. Alright, I feel investigated. Oh, I have to.
Objection!
There we go. You're sure the victim fell through the skylight? Where's the proof? Night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts. And the irrefutable proof is clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. That's utter humbug. Ah, you can't possibly have any evidence. It's almost like the crime scene is right there. No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible. Irrefutable proof? Here, in this courtroom? Counsel. My lord? I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight. Wha-boom!
Got it!
Check out that blood! By Jupiter! Is that blood? Shock. Surprise. Oh no. Terrible. Hey, look, a clue. This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my. And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. Boom.
Hold it!
But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. Uh-huh. And only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, that would be very convenient. And let's keep it in mind, skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But, there's no way to know for certain, is there? The gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? Blood. 'Tis all too plain, you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fellow dropped from a fair height there, so it is. What? No! But it can't be. It's all lies! My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? I believe we can, yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in the courtroom. So they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? You gotta stop stabbing your knife into the table like that. Keep getting it stuck. I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it. Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing. Uh-huh. Yeah. On three then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection!
There it is. Chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh, and what would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zykes? A bloodstain on the frame of the skylight? Such evidence is null and void. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed. Dun dun dun.
Objection!
How for? What are you talking about? There, for all to see. It's clearly blood.
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least not until this trial began. But are you suggesting, Lord Van Zykes, that this stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes, and all while this court has been in session. Palaver. Ah, I'm sorry. I must say, I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zykes. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fella known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Very carefully. And also, this is an era when DNA wasn't a huge thing, so one could fabricate a bloodstain by giving themselves a cut. Mr. McGilded, I realize this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir. But, Lord Van Zykes, this will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel? Huh? Oh, no. It's fair to say, this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But if yous will all cast your minds back, is it not true the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? Yes, but the courtroom was evacuated. That could be... How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right now, counsel? And without the world and his wife seeing, it's not like there's cameras in this age. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that court has been in session. There was a recess. My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter in your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think it couldn't have been possible. Been in full view the entire time court has been in session. However, there was a recess. And during that period of time, no one would have seen the omnibus. defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. Ooh, you're picking up language from the prosecutor. Nice. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh! Good gracious. Explain yourself, counsel. The recess! Is no one remembering the recess? I mean, Van Zykes is, obviously. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit. I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Flashback! The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it couldn't have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Sorry, my ear is just... Anyway. Are you wise? Oh, I took it off the defendant. What are you trying to pull, you rotten feckless gouger? Feckless gouger? You're supposed to be defending me! A wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
'Tis a plot to find the truth. Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Like the little cubby being empty. Inconsistencies? Such as? To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Unfortunately, Lord Van Zykes, no one's able to corroborate your claims. It's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut. Accordingly, I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord. No No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think? Sorry? How about the omnibus? Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? Perhaps. My lord. Yes, Count? There is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What? In the devil's name are you gonna say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you better
Objection!
start watching your back. Silence, the gilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification. The trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here? I shall have to ask you to elaborate, Counsel. Where exactly is this alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial? What? Brighter red. Probably fresher. It's like I said, this is an era where DNA didn't really exist as a proof.
Got it!
The bloodstain on the floor? We consider the victim fell through the skylight on the floor of the cabin. Certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. As far as I recall, this bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. Yes, I do believe you're correct, Counsel. Of course I am. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that that was a very careless slip of the tongue. Yeah, well, I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine, or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. This trial is over. I wouldn't know if the sound is weird, like try refreshing your page or something. I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with court, but it is all over now. But you're the defendant. 'Tis over, I tell you. Man's going feral. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, 'tis all nonsense. Nonsense. That's nonsensical. hell is A nonsense? Facts are what counts, and the fact is, the bloodstain is there. Now. Well, over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, Good for Nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. Scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Sykes. Well, my lord. Must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence. And in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue. Your lordship can't be serious. Why are you on Zykes' side? Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll take that. Lord Van Zykes, what is your position? Prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter. I shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I am, of course, obliged to confirm with the defense first. What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty. I mean, it's what we were gunning for. I'd rather find out the truth, but that's what we were gunning for, right? Yes. Would mean we've won. Really the right outcome here. Really alright. The trial can come to an end now with all these unexplained inconsistencies. Stop tapping the button. Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please. I'll say he was not guilty, because, like, that's what we've been gunning for. Yes, my lord. Yeah, he's only a formality. It's only a formality. So I suppose it doesn't really matter what I say. But I'll say he's innocent, because otherwise I'm going to tick him off even more. As Mr. McGilded's legal representative. I can't breathe. The air in here is stifling. But I'm this man's defense lawyer. There's only one thing I can say in this situation. I believe the defendant, Agnes McGilded, to be innocent of the allegations brought against him. Thank you, counsel. There you go. Are you happy? He's not. He's ticked. I'm sorry. I'm a defense lawyer. I gotta say he's innocent. Here's to you, my Nepalese friend, and the most abject closing I have yet to hear in a court of law. Listen, I have to say he's innocent. I'm his lawyer. Okay. Calm down. Bring it down a couple notches. It was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was a grand decision. You saved one of London's most influential gentlemen, fella. You should be proud of yourself. Here, have this for your troubles. Your job here is done, fella. Some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? It's just as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it before. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was... How did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. The Irishman is cackling. I really don't know what to make of all this. The evidence seems genuine or fake. Which would be fuming if any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said. Stinking rich are always guilty of something. You mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park. Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. I thank you kindly, my lord. Hey, at least I get to be a lawyer in London.
Objection!
I still haven't determined if the bloodstained in the Take the win! You get to be a lawyer in London. I know it sucks, but I'm sure the man will do something else stupid. I don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Van Zykes, my lord, the case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If, indeed, the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies.
Objection!
But wait! We were evacuated from the courtroom. Lord Van Zykes ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair! The culpability of the defendant has not, at present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment. What? Van Zykes. It's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. You mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time? It's the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try and change the law. Magnus McGilded. Good grief! You've more to say to you. More to say to me, have you? Just one more thing. A warning. This is far from over. Something to be looking forward to then. I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty. Huzzah! Woo! Wow. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. The courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day. The judge delivered his verdict. And my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty. Ostensibly, a victory for us. Ba-da-ba-ba. 5:14 p.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. That certainly was a long trial. Yeah, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Miss Susato, thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. Trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Aye, that you did. Mr. McGilded. Ah, and that girl is with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh? What stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. Sure, you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I'd heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure, it was. And I viewed to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a free man, then? lot of that was you, let's be fair. I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? Must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. 'Tis water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. Nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Hi. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abstinent deed. I know what odious means. Sorry, I keep looking things up. They keep using words I don't know. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellas of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I've absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. Not that funny. So then, as we agreed aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly accept that much. Alright, be whist. You're a humble people, are you beast? Well, if you insist. But have this, still and all. You deserve a reward. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. Into the courtroom? What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe. I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. It's time for the inspection. What inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally. I'm under no obligation to take part of any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. It's a gentleman's duty, though it is. So then, fare thee well. It was an absolute pleasure meeting you. Hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. And there he goes, a free man. Oh, hi. Oh, forgot she was here too. Do not! Don't move. Or as I want to say, get a move on, she really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry. And I hate all grown-ups. Ah, there you are. Oh, hi. Naughty, naughty, running off like that. Some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl? Taking that with you as well. Looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Huh? Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Excuse me, but who are you? I have a feeling that she's Herlock Sholmes Gadget gal. Good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, and more white. You have to be shrouded in smoke. It could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all? I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing into a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. Hello, let's it. What? No idea what this girl was talking about. Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory. What? What for? To apologize, of course, silly, to my technician. What? You mean say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? I don't listen to no adults. Come along then. Follow me. Fine. Have it your way. Oh, good. You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end. I'm fairly sure what she wants is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours. What is it with games, by the way, and having very tiny little girls be so destructive? We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. Uh-huh. She was a lively one. Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too? Yeah, you're right, but where to? Oh! We haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodging. But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck. Don't worry though, I have a plan. Worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking of the Gilded Park. I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through. Okay. I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easy as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. Really, you'd rather not be an ice block, huh? Surprise. Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. Biggleton down. 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room or mansion. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned. The case was far from over. Ooh. So will the next case, like, hook into this case as, like, a follow-up kind of thing? I think actually the other Ace Attorney games had a couple of cases that worked like that. Where it was like one case hooked into the next case as like a follow-up kind of thing of a jigger. Anyway. Ooh.
What's going on?
Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick!
Oh shit.
How did this happen?
I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
Oh my gosh, is there someone in there?
No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there.
This can't be.
That's a situation. That we will start the case for next week. Yes, I would love to save. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Woo! Which again, we shall begin next Friday. And the next time I see everyone will be tomorrow to sort of try and make up for vanishing off the face of the earth for a week. And I think I shall be testing if the new computer can handle Wuthering Waves any better. So I will see everyone tomorrow, where we shall explore Septimont in Wuthering Waves.